not there in my laptop, madam. That is why I never switch on this thing.
Okay. But all of you keep your video on, no? For some time at least.
Madam, in laptop, that webcam is only not there. It's a basically a gaming laptop. They don't have internal
Then
webcam,
why are
madam.
you starting your mobile? At least keep the mobile video on.
Okay, okay, madam. I'll log in from mobile and I'll switch it on.
Yeah, that's what. That's what.
Okay.
Because this is a very interactive session.
Yeah, madam. Yeah, madam. I'll do it.
Has Mirna not joined? Can somebody call Mirna? Meenakshi, call Mirna.
Calling, ma'am.
Gaurang, how do I share my PPT?
It's the same thing. There is a share option. They will make you co-host or host, and then you can share.
મેડમ વચ્ચે વિડિયોની બાજુમાં હશે મેડમ વિડિયોની બાજુમાં
ના પણ એ શેર કરું પછી શેર ક્રોમ ટેબ વિન્ડો એન્ટાયર
ફૂલ
સ્ક્રીન
સ્ક્રીન ફૂલ
એટલે
સ્ક્રીન
કેવું
એન્ટાયર સ્ક્રીન
yeah but it doesn't show my
એની ઉપર ક્લિક
desktop.
કરો મેડમ એન્ટાયર સ્ક્રીન ઉપર ક્લિક કરો એકવાર આમ
હા
સિલેક્ટ કરો એને
કર્યું નહીં પણ એન્ટાયર સ્ક્રીન પછી ખાલી આ આવે છે this
કરો તો
screen
એકવાર
is
હજી આવ્યું નથી નહીં હજી નથી આવ્યું મેડમ પછી ઓકે આપો નીચે એટલે અમને તમારી સ્ક્રીન દેખાવા માંડશે
you've not given me a permission, that's why.
Yeah. Samik, madam ने host कर.
મેડમ એમને ઓલરેડી પ્રેઝન્ટર છે એમને કોહોસ્ટ બનાવી દઉં છું.
Ma'am, Midna ma'am is joining, ma'am. In another minute's time, she's joining.
Who else is not there apart from Anand Patil?
Ma'am, Midna ma'am is joining, ma'am. I've just called her.
But who else is not there? Anand Patil is not there because he's not coming. Who else?
જ્યોતિ મેમ.
Jyoti madam.
Can you please call up Jyoti Sandhya?
Yes ma'am.
So shall I introduce Henal? Henal, with your permission?
Sure ma'am.
Yeah. Dr. Henal Shah is a professor at the Department of Psychiatry, Nair Hospital at Mumbai. Having obtained her master's in psychiatry from St. G.S. Medical College and KM Hospital, then she followed it with the experience at Royal Hospital for Sick Children at Glasgow. Returning to Mumbai, she has been working in KM Hospital, followed by her work at her current hospital, Nair. She is keenly interested in the area of child and adolescent psychiatry and presented and published in this field. Nair has been running a school for mental health clinic for last 30 years. Over the last 15 years, Henal Shah has contributed to the child and adolescent services at the education at Nair. Currently, there is a Center for Specific Learning Disability, a multidisciplinary center for autism, and a remedial center for slow learners, right? And Vivekanand
Specific learning disability. Yes.
Specific learning disabilities. She has been instrumental in starting a postdoc fellowship in child and adolescent mental health under the aegis of Maharashtra University of Health Sciences, Nasik. Besides the CAMH, she is also passionate about medical education and received an international master's in health professions education from University of Maastricht and is a global faculty in medical education and a co-director of FAMA Institute at GSMC, Mumbai. She has received Savitribai Phule award by the Mayor of Mumbai for the excellence of work and contribution to health services of MCGM, the Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai, and an international fellowship for medical education, IFME, awarded by the Foundation of Advancement in International Medical Education and Research, FAMA, Philadelphia. She has been awarded St. Vincent's Foundation Thomas Trower Grant, Melbourne, for development of skill-based fellowship training program in child and adolescent psychiatry in Mumbai. Over to you, Hinal, but I wanted to tell you, today's session will be very interactive and you will really like it. Hinal being a psychiatrist, she will make it also very easy and understanding for you. And Hinal is an ardent educationist, a good human being and a great friend of mine. Thank you, Hinal.
Thank you, ma'am, for such a warm welcome. And as you know, ma'am and myself have long years of association, and I've learned a lot from ma'am and gone ahead in life. Great to be here, and I admire madam for her zeal in having started this and continuing this program. So kudos to all of you all, and congratulations for be having chosen here. I somehow cannot yet share my screen, so I've also mailed it to Gaurang and Chinmay if you can share it, because I'm finding it difficult to share it. When I write share, I can't see my screen at all.
I think only Chinmay can do that. I think in this new WebEx, no, Hinal, you have to download the app. Then only it comes.
Yeah, I've not downloaded it because I didn't realize it's WebEx and not Zoom. So when I started it, I realized it's WebEx. So I said connect to browser.
Okay. Chinmay, you are there?
So while that comes up,
Madam
let me
Chinmay
start.
sir છે
Chinmay will
નહીં
help us.
અને મેડમની સ્ક્રીન શેર છે ઓલરેડી. એમણે જે કાંઈ બી કરશે ને આપણને અહીંયા દેખાશે.
પણ મને પણ નથી દેખાતું.
મેડમની અત્યારે બ્રાઉઝરમાંથી ચાલુ છે. એમને કોઈ પીપીટી કે જે કાંઈ
મારા
પ્રેઝન્ટેશન છે.
બ્રાઉઝરમાં પીપીટી, મારા ડેસ્કટોપ પર પીપીટી ખુલ્લી છે.
હા, ડેસ્કટોપ ઉપર જાઓ તમે. હા,
હા.
ઓકે. હા, હવે તમે એને પ્રેઝન્ટ કરી શકશો ને? એટલે આ
Yeah, we
બધાને
can
દેખાશે.
see it. We can see it. Make it full
You
screen.
all can see it?
હા.
Yes.
Superb. Fantastic. So,
Yes, ma'am.
welcome to this session. And this is really a part of leadership session. And when we are talking of leadership, we really talk of three basic competencies. One is understanding yourself. Second is working with teams and working with dads. The third is understanding organizations and communities. So today's is more about understanding yourself and your own leadership style. And I must acknowledge Famer. These slides and this work has been, which I have done with Famer, and I'm sharing those same slides today. So acknowledgement to Famer from which I am working. So what are the objectives of our session? To get a theoretical overview of what we are talking. And I know that all of you all have done that survey and have got some results. So whether you agree that results really reflect you, and then increase awareness of type preferences. And the most important thing is being able to capitalize on your strengths and strengths of colleagues to go ahead in life. So this is Carl Jung, and he has said, behavior is individual and predictable. So based on this, really came up this test which we have done. The original test was done by Myers and Briggs, and which is a paid test, and we cannot afford that. It's quite a few dollars that is there. So there is a free version which is available, which is the human metrics, which works on the same principle of the Myers-Briggs test inventory. So you all have done that. And what are our assumptions from that? That everybody has a preferred way of behavior and thinking, and that is their own pathway to reach excellence. And we are all different, and each of our pathway is different. And this kind of our preferences that we have of behaving or thinking in a certain way can explain some of our behavior, but not all behavior. And that there are 16 types of preference styles that have been given. And we may come in one of these 16. But there is great variation. Even if there are two ISTJ, there will be great variation between the two also that you have to remember. So what is our assumptions about this type? Like if you have got four, all of you all have got those 4 alphabets. What is our assumption about this? You cannot use, so this will, when we finish this, you'll understand what those alphabets mean. when you understand what that alphabet means, we will understand ourselves. But after understanding yourself, you don't have to say, oh, I am J, I can only do this work. I am N, so I can do this. We have to not use it to determine task assignments. We have to stop, pigeonholing people and saying he's a J, he's a P, he's an N, he's a T, or she's a T. We are using this to understand ourselves, and with that understanding, we have more self management about ourselves. So, reasons why we are using the MBTI and its related version, which is free in Human Metrics, because A, it's a self report instrument, it is non judgmental, not that one is better than the other, all are equal and all are different. And it is a way to sort, just giving different types, not a measurement that this much, this much, this much. It's well researched, rich in theory. It has been interpreted professionally and used internationally by many, many people. And, all over the world, people have been using this. As you can see, it is available in so many languages, and therefore it just shows how widely it has been used. Okay. So, what are the benefits of using this MBTI and the free version for understanding leadership? One is when you understand yourself and you understand others, it can decrease misunderstandings that occur in communication. It can also help us to understand what that other person needs and how you should present data to that other person so they can quickly understand what you want, and therefore you can influence or get that person toward to your side. Having said this much, which I know sounds really little theoretical, let's get down to practicalities and understanding. First of all, I want you to all write down on a piece of paper what were your 4 alphabets, so that when I tell you instructions, you know what is going on. Can everybody put their 4 on a piece of paper or put it next to them so they know what are their 4 alphabets? Got it? All right. If you have got that, the next thing. So, I want you to get into 2 groups. Please make group 1 and group 2. Group 2 has Jyoti. Has Jyoti attending today or she's not attending?
She's not there, ma'am.
Right.
I
So
tried
everybody
calling
will
her.
go
She
in.
Ma'am,
Sorry?
I tried calling her. Ma'am, I tried calling her. She is not picking up the phone.
No, I joined. Just a minute. Internet was a problem.
All right. So Jyoti goes to group 2 and everybody else is in group 1. Okay, now I'll give you, wait, before you go, so they will give you an option, group 1 and group 2. Group 1 will be all the others except Jyoti. Jyoti will group 2. Now, what are you supposed to go into that group and do? Let me explain before you go in the group. I'm just giving the instructions first so he knows how to make the groups. We are going to get into your groups, and with Jyoti, I will get into a group also. And we'll talk about how you would naturally approach a vacation that is scheduled 4 months in the future. 4 months from now is a vacation. How would you approach it? So, group 1 will discuss this for the next 3-4 minutes, and group 2 will discuss this, and in group 2 will be Jyoti and me. All right, have you understood the instructions? You have a vacation 4 months from now. How will you approach it? All right. Can you please put us into groups? Give us the choice of group 1 and group 2. And how do I also get into this group? Yeah.
Samik,
યસ મેડમ.
બધાને ગ્રુપ 1 માં જ મૂકવાનું છે, ખાલી
Okay.
જ્યોતિ અને હું ગ્રુપ 2 માં.
ગ્રુપ 2 માં.
ઓકે, જ્યોતિ
Now,
મેડમ લગભગ નથી અત્યારે હાલ.
આવી
બધા-
ગયા.
ઓકે ઓકે ઓકે.
હા.
કેટલી મિનિટ માટે કરવાનું છે?
4 મિનિટ.
4 મિનિટ.
ઓકે.
સમીક મેડમ ને બધું પરફેક્ટ ગુજરાતી ફાવે છે એટલે ચિંતા ના કરીશ.
Hello.
Jyoti,
Yes.
have you joined?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm trying to see you, but I'm trying to, I think I'll have to minimize this. Then I can see you, maybe. I don't know
No,
how
no,
to
no,
see
no.
you.
You
Wait.
don't have to do that. There is join that he will put you. You just make it full screen. He will place you.
Okay. So anyway, Jyoti and myself should be in one thing.
સમીક મેડમ ને પુટ કરના.
મેડમ ને મેં નાખ્યા છે એમને છે ને પેલા બ્રાઉઝરમાં જશે ને એટલે એમને રિક્વેસ્ટ આવી છે કરવાનો છે. મેડમ જ્યોતિ મેડમ ઓલરેડી જતા રહ્યા છે. હેનલ મેડમ ને મેં ટ્રાન્સફર કર્યા છે. એમને રિક્વેસ્ટ એક્સેપ્ટ કરવી પડશે.
ગયા લાગે છે. હા.
No, I'm right here. I don't know how.
ક્રોમમાં જાઓ મેડમ. ઓર જે
હા.
ઓપન છે ને હા જોઈન નાઉ. હા ઓકે જતા રહ્યા મેડમ.
ગૌરાંગ. ગૌરાંગ. સમીક. સમીક.
મેડમ હા મેડમ.
મને પણ ગ્રુપ 2 માં મૂક.
ગ્રુપ 2 માં ઓકે. આવી રિક્વેસ્ટ
નહીં આવી.
हेलो
हाँ नहीं गौरंग वो ईमेल का कुछ रिप्लाई नहीं है. कैन वी. हाँ
हेलो
સર મેડમ ગ્રુપ 2 માં જોઈન થઈ ગયા છે.
अच्छा
ઓકે. સર બંધ કરી દો.
સમીક મને પાછો તમારા પાછો ગ્રુપમાં નાખી દે.
પેલા ગ્રુપમાં નાખી દો.
આ બહુ બધા લોકો હતા ને એ બધામાં કોણ છે આમાં?
ઓકે ગ્રુપ
ઘણા બધા
નંબર
લોકો
1 માં. ઓકે હા સર નાખી દીધા.
Are we back?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
All
madam.
right. Jyoti,
Yes,
our conversation got interrupted, but doesn't matter. So let's, Jyoti, I'm just reporting what Jyoti said, okay? And then we'll hear what you all have reported. Or I think I'll let you all start. Somebody from that group, please report how we are going to approach that vacation.
Arun sir.
From all those people who were there in that
Arun,
group,
sir.
please start.
I am Dr. Arun. Ma'am, we all collectively decided to go to Kerala.
Huh?
So that is a place where we are planning to go. And next that we plan at how we are going to go. Like we are going to go by
Okay.
train or a flight. And how
Okay.
how are we managing our funds
Hmm.
for going, and where to stay and how long to stay there.
Huh.
And what clothes are required, what stuff are required to be packed there, and how many days we are staying there, and what all we are going to do there, like eating, buying something, and also meeting some local friends there, and having a pleasurable, interactive, and relaxing time vacation.
Does anybody else want to add from that group if he's missed out anything?
Ma'am, weather forecast. We are also planning for the weather updates on the weather as well, and accordingly planning what stuff we need to pack and then carry it forward.
Right. And did you all plan up for every day also what you all will do?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. We have
What did you all
decided
plan?
first day
Arun,
we'll
you're
go for
muted.
temple visit.
Ma'am, our local host is Dr. Sandhya. So she gave us some plans of going to Munnar, and the scheduling will change as per the weather, the things like backwater boating, then going around the Cochin malls and seeing around the other aspects, the hilly terrains of Kerala. The precising is not happened, but we are on the process of deciding on the places, ma'am. It got interrupted in between.
All right, superb. And this is what Jyoti and I planned. We thought maybe we should visit archaeological or historical places. So maybe we should start collecting information for archaeological and historical places. Then we can also think about going out of the country. So then we should contact our friends out of the country. So we will take some time to find out the details. Then what to do is that contact these people who are there, our friends. Suppose we want to see temples, Tamil Nadu is a good place. And we contact our friends and relatives in Tamil Nadu, and then we can think of planning a trip. And if we want to do historical, we can think of Kashmir and we can contact friends over there. And because the Kashmir has a lot of literature, scripture, and then we can ask friends for contacts and we can visit some places. This is our plan. All right. What is the difference? Can you comment on this plan? What do you think? Anybody from group 1?
Ma'am, yours looks to be more
Talking, I can't hear
eclectic.
you. Yeah.
Ma'am, you decided on the initially what to see, but we decided the whole thing how to visit, and
So you
we
can see the detailing
virtually
you all have
covered
done.
we virtually covered the trip.
Yeah, so by the time we could even think, we've not even decided where to go. You all have decided where you're going, how many days, funds, clothes, weather forecast. You all have decided the places to visit, and then who will be hosting you and who will get in the details. What have we decided? And I'm also Pia. We have decided maybe Kashmir, maybe India, maybe out of India, maybe Kashmir, maybe Tamil Nadu, and we've not gone any further. Okay, this is the difference between how the two of us have worked. Now let me get back to the screen and explain how these differences. Jyoti, what do you think about their plan?
It's organized and they've
Many
organized
minds,
it.
many minds have come into contact, and probably
Everybody has put some points.
We were very
everybody has
specific
given
towards.
inputs.
No, I think everybody is different. This is how Jyoti and I would organize. This is how you all organize. And let's see the differences and understand those differences now. So I'm sharing. Can you see my screen?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
All right. All right, I go back to the browser and ask to share screen. Share. All right. Now can you see it?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Samik, મને મદદ જોઈ છે. I cannot see the share the screen.
તમે બ્રાઉઝરમાં જશો ને શેર ઉપર ક્લિક કરશો ને એટલે
મેં કર્યું શેર પર ક્લિક.
તમારે છે ને ફૂલ એન્ટાયર સ્ક્રીન નું આવશે તમારે એન્ટાયર સ્ક્રીન પર સિલેક્ટ કરીને એન્ટર આપશો કે આ ડન આપશો તો થઈ જશે પછી.
બરાબર, હું પાછી જાઉં બ્રાઉઝર પર. આવ્યું?
નથી આવ્યું હજી.
I am struggling. Can I give it to you? I'll send it to you. I don't know. I've sent it to Chinmay and Gaurang. So because it's not showing on my, when I go to choose the entire screen, that is not coming really, but I'm keep trying anyway. Is it better? Can you all see it?
No.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
So what do I do? Can I send the slides to you?
Yes,
In
ma'am.
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp, you can just send it off now.
હા મેડમ વોટ્સએપમાં ગ્રુપમાં શેર કરી દો ને.
ચિન્મય મેં તને મેલમાં કર્યું છે, WhatsApp કર્યું છે. અરે WhatsApp
ઓકે
email
ઓકે
કર્યું.
ઓકે ઓકે ડન ડન.
I have not downloaded WebEx, so maybe that's why it's troubling me.
Oh, WebEx does not allow you to do function well if you don't download. The new version has come.
I am not updated because nowadays, since COVID, I'm using only Zoom or Google Meet. All right, so while that happens, let's continue. So there are two things people do. One is they perceive their environment and then they make judgments about what they perceive. So one function is that they perceive or gather data, and the second thing, they make decisions or judgments from the data they have gathered. All right, so we can say that people perceive, that is gather data, and then they judge. They gather information and they make a decision. Barabar? Well, when people interact with the outer world, there are two types of things or preferences people have. Some type of people keep liking to gather information and gather information and gather more information with no real need to make a decision or a judgment. They just love gathering information and observing. These people prefer or have a preference style of perceiving. So the last letter of the type is P, and that's what Jyoti and myself are. We can keep taking. We talked about the holiday. Oh, we'll find out about Kashmir. We'll find out about going abroad. We'll find out about Tamil Nadu. But we didn't make any decision. While, on the other hand, people with a preference to remain open and adapt to new information is perceiving. They will like this preference style. They keep open and adapting to new information, more and more and more information. On the other hand, there's some people, moment they gather some data, they prefer to make a decision from whatever data they've gathered, as if they don't need a lot of information to decide what to do or feel or say. With just a few points, they have the ability to make a judgment about it. And these people are prefer to have a preference style of judge. And the last letter of their type is J. So all of you all except Jyoti in this class have a J. So judging are people with this preference who like to come to closure and act on decisions fast. Are we in a position to share, or should I just go on? Chinmay?
Chinmay? Chinmay? Chinmay?
હેલો
મેડમ
મેડમ
ચિન્મય
મેડમ
Chinmay?
સર નથી મારામાંથી છે ને હું મેડમ તમને સ્વચ્છ ને મેડમ તમને હોસ્ટ બનાવું છું મારામાં પરમિશન ગ્રાન્ટ કરવા માટે પછી છે ને મારે રિસ્ટાર્ટ કરવું પડશે 2 મિનિટ એટલે પછી હું જ શેર કરી નાખું છું મેડમ નું પીપીટી
તું જ શેર કર તું જ શેર
અને તમને થોડીક વાર માટે હોસ્ટ બનાવું છું એક 5 મિનિટ થશે ખાલી રિસ્ટાર્ટ કરી
તું
નાખું
શેર કરજે તું
ઓકે
શેર
ઓકે
કરજે
હા મેડમ
till then you can continue, Hinal.
Yeah. So difference between judging versus perceiving. People who have the J as last, they want things to be settled and ordered quickly. While those who are perceiving want things to be more flexible and open. P's want a lot of time, while the J's are time oriented and they like deadlines. Finish it, finish it, finish it. And therefore, the people who have the judging preference style like goals and results, while the people who have the perceiving preference style like to see what turns up, and therefore they enjoy surprises, while people who are judging preference style, they dislike surprises. So if you look at the table of a judging person preference style, that's all well organized and files are there. While if you look at the table of a perceiving person, then it is more of piles that are over there. People with the judging preference style draw conclusions very fast and can make decisions and plans quickly. And they love routines because everything then goes according to schedule, and they like to plan ahead and get things done early. They make lists and use them. While those who are the perceiving preference style, they stay tentative, they reserve the right to change plans or decisions, and they find routines as limiting. They go with the flow. देखा होगा अभी कश्मीर जाएंगे तो देखते हैं आगे क्या करेंगे उधर. They make lists and lose them. So judges would say, I made a schedule for every day of the vacation and be so happy. And a preference style of perceiver will be upset. There's a schedule for every day of the vacation, too much. So there's the same thing but a different perspective on it. All right. So perceivers will have a to-do list which says, let me wake up and decide what to do. A person with a preference style of judges will have a perfect list of 10 things that has to be done in that day, and they probably will do all of that. All right. So have you all understood what is what is the two?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Clear? Have you
Yes.
understood that? Okay. So now we are going to the next one. The next one is we are looking at your second alphabet. Some of you all are N and some of you all are S. Oh, superb. Can you see it? Have my slides come?
Yes, yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Now you can see my slides, right?
મેડમ સ્લાઇડ
Are my slides visible?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So now we are going to go into two groups. Group 1 will be all the people who have S as their second alphabet. So according to me, it is Shilpa and Sandhya. I think only two people have S as the second alphabet. All the other ones are on N. All right. Before you go into the groups, this is what I want you to do. Okay? I want you to look at this picture and then afterwards discuss in your group what are the things you saw. Okay, so I'm going to show you this picture for 30 to 40 seconds and then you have to go in your group. All right. Now, can I request you all to go in your group? Group uh, Group 1 has Shilpa and Sandhya, and all the others go in the second group. Can you put them in those groups, please?
Madam, which is the picture we are supposed to see, ma'am?
Which I showed you, no?
સમીક
હા મેડમ કરું છું, એક જ મિનિટ.
ના મેડમ કે છે એવી રીતે કર. હવે
હા.
અલગ છે.
ઓકે ઓકે, કોને ગ્રુપમાં નાખવાના છે?
શિલ્પા અને સંધ્યાને એક ગ્રુપમાં, બીજા બધાને એક ગ્રુપમાં.
ઓકે ઓકે.
So you all saw the picture, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I showed it again also.
Then in the group also, ma'am. It's shared in the group.
Madam, is the
Yeah,
the
but
picture...
you don't have to keep looking at it. You have to stop looking at it after the time I told you.
Madam, is
Okay,
that the picture which says judges and perceivers?
Yes, sir.
No, there's a picture which I showed, no, which is on the screen. Can you see sandcastle and a sea? Can you see this picture of a sandcastle, beach and all?
મેડમ બધા ગ્રુપ જતા રહ્યા છે.
ઓકે, ઠીક છે. હવે આનું શું કરીએ? બરાબર નથી થતું શેર મારાથી.
તમને ટ્રાય કરું તમને દેખાડવાની.
હા, કે હું ડાઉનલોડ કરું, નીકળી જાઉં બહાર અને ડાઉનલોડ કરીને આવું પાછી?
જરૂર નથી મેડમ. આપણે આ શેર આપીએ ને, દેખાય છે મારી સ્ક્રીન દેખાય છે અત્યારે?
હા, તમારી સ્ક્રીન દેખાય છે.
આ શેર ઓપ્શન છે ને,
હા,
એની પર ક્લિક કરશું ને એટલે શેર આ સ્ક્રીન આવશે, શેર યોર એન્ટાયર સ્ક્રીન આ બાજુ આવશે.
હા, તો એ શેર એન્ટાયર સ્ક્રીન આવી ગયું.
અને પછી અહીં શેર આપવાનું અહીંયા આગળથી.
નહીં, પણ મારું કઈ દેખાતું નથી ને, મારી પીપીટી દેખાતી નથી ને ત્યાં.
અત્યારે નથી દેખાતી. હું અત્યારે મારું શેર ચાલુ છે એટલે અત્યારે નહીં દેખાય.
નહીં, પણ તમે નહીં શેર કરતા હતા ને તારે પણ મારી પીપીટી અહીંયા નહીં દેખાતી હતી. ખાલી આ સ્ક્રીન આવે છે.
હા, એટલે જ્યારે આપણે તમને મેં ગ્રુપમાં એડ કર્યા ને એટલે તમારું સ્ક્રીન શેરિંગ ઓફ થઈ ગયું. પછી તમારે ફરીથી સ્ક્રીન શેર કરવું પડશે.
અચ્છા, ઓકે.
હા, હું અત્યારે સ્ક્રીન શેર ઓફ કરું છું, તમે એકવાર ટ્રાય કરી જો.
હા હા. હવે મેં શેર કર્યું છે, તો મારી સ્ક્રીન તો નથી દેખાતી. હું હવે બ્રાઉઝરમાં જાઉં ને પાછી.
આ બ્રાઉઝરમાં જાઓ તમે.
હવે મારું દેખાય છે સ્ક્રીન શેર?
હજી તમે સ્ક્રીન શેર ઉપર ક્લિક કરશો, પછી એન્ટાયર સ્ક્રીન સિલેક્ટ કરશો, પછી શેર બટન પ્રેસ કરવું પડશે.
પણ એ જ કહું છું, મારી સ્ક્રીન નથી દેખાતી ત્યાં. હું જો લખું છું એન્ટાયર શેર કર્યું, એન્ટાયર સ્ક્રીન આવી. એન્ટાયર સ્ક્રીનમાં મારું પીપીટી નથી દેખાતું, ખાલી આ દેખાય છે.
અત્યારે કરન્ટલી અત્યારે આ જ દેખાશે. પછી તમે છે ને શેર સ્ક્રીન આપી દેશો ને પછી નીચે પોપઅપ મેનુ શો થશે.
શેર કર્યું, મેં એન્ટાયર સ્ક્રીન કર્યું. હવે
એન્ટાયર સ્ક્રીન ઉપર ડબલ ક્લિક કરશો ને તો પણ લગભગ થઈ જશે.
કર્યું ડબલ ક્લિક? કઈ નથી થતું. ડબલ ક્લિક કર્યું,
આજુબાજુમાં કઈ બીજો શેર નો ઓપ્શન આવે છે?
ના, કઈ જ નથી આવતું. ખાલી આ એક આવે છે, આ વેબએક્સનું. વેબએક્સની સ્ક્રીન દેખાય છે, મારી પીપીટીની સ્ક્રીન જ નથી દેખાતી.
અચ્છા, કદાચ બ્રાઉઝરમાંથી સપોર્ટ નહીં કરતું, પણ હમણાં તો થયું.
હા, તો હવે કેમ નથી થતું? હું પાછું મૂકું, હવે દેખાય છે મારી?
તમે ગ્રુપમાં છો?
ના, હું ગ્રુપમાં નથી.
તો મને તમારો નંબર આપો, હું તમને વોટ્સએપમાં વિડીયો કોલ થ્રુ કરાવડાવું.
ના, પણ વિડીયો કોલથી પણ નહીં થાય, કેમ કે અહીંયા આ સ્ક્રીન જ નથી દેખાતું ભાઈ. વેબએક્સમાં શેર કરે ને, આઈ હેવ ડન વેબએક્સ બિફોર. વેબએક્સમાં મારું સ્ક્રીન કેમ નથી દેખાતું? ખાલી મને આ વેબએક્સનું સ્ક્રીન દેખાય છે, મારું જે સ્ક્રીન બીજું હોય ને, મારું પીપીટીનું, એ નથી દેખાતું.
અચ્છા. શેર
ઠીક
પછી
છે, તમે જ
આ
શેર
તમને આ
કરો.
બધી ટેબ નથી આવતી એમ કહો છો ને તમે?
ના, આ ટેબ જ નથી આવતી.
અચ્છા, જો આપણે શેર ઉપર સિલેક્ટ કરીને એન્ટાયર સ્ક્રીનમાં જો મને આ જ દેખાય છે, બરોબર?
તો હું શેર કરીને એન્ટાયર સ્ક્રીનમાં જાઉં છું તો મને ખાલી વેબએક્સ દેખાય છે. વેબએક્સ
વેબએક્સ એક જ આવે છે. હા, વેબએક્સ એક જ આવશે મેડમ તમારે.
નહીં, એટલે મારું પીપીટી નથી આવતું ને.
અચ્છા, હા. ઉપર તમારે આવા કોઈ ઓપ્શન આવે છે? સ્ક્રીન ઓર એપ્લિકેશન ફાઇલ કેમેરા એડવાન્સ.
મને એ કરું તો એન્ટાયર સ્ક્રીન કરાય છે, પછી આગળ કઈ નથી થતું.
પછી આગળ છે ને નીચે એક તમે કદાચ મેનુ આ છે ને નાનો મોટું કરશો ને તો છે ને શેર નો ઓપ્શન આવશે.
શેર આવે છે, શેર પછી સ્ક્રીન પણ આવે છે. આ લોકોને પાછા લાવીએ, ચલો કઈ નહીં, જવા દો. પ્રોબ્લેમ જ છે. તમે જ આગળ લેજો. હું કહું તમે નેક્સ્ટ સ્લાઇડ બતાવજો. આગળ જાઓ, આનાથી આગળ પહોંચી ગયા આપણે. એટલે આગળ જાઓ. આ બધી તો પતી ગઈ સ્લાઇડ.
The other person overthrown and unhappy. That's all.
All right, ચલો લેટ્સ ગો અહેડ. આ સ્લાઇડ્સ આગળ જાઓ ને જરા પ્લીઝ.
Okay.
I'll tell you where to go. Please go ahead. નહીં, પાછળ 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 પાછળ. નહીં નહીં, પાછળ પાછળ. તમે બહુ આગળ ગયા છો.
હજી આગળ છે તો
નહીં, હા, આગળ જતા રહ્યા છો. અને આગળ હજુ પાછળ. પેલું બીચ નું સીન જોઈએ છે. હા, બસ. ઓકે. નહીં, આના પછી બીચ
એક જ મિનિટ. મારા કદાચ આગળ પાછળ ચાલતું હશે ને એટલે. હા, ઓકે.
આગળ જવા દો. હા, નેક્સ્ટ સ્લાઇડ પર આવીને રોકો. બસ. Okay. All right. So now I want the groups Sandhya and Shilpa to share what did they see. Describe the thing.
Let me interpret. હા મેડમ, હા એકચ્યુઅલી એવું થયું છે મને મેં જે પરસ્યુ કરી છે કે ટાઈમ લેગ ના કારણે આ જે બીચ વાળી ઇમેજ છે ને એ કોઈના ધ્યાનમાં જ નથી આવી.
ઓકે. All right.
એકચ્યુઅલી એવું થયું કે જે ટાઈમ લેગ ના કારણે જે પરસીવિંગ વાળી સ્લાઇડ છે ને that we have discussed in our group. Perceiving and giving વાળી જે હતી ને
ના. So please, okay, let's show the next slide. Okay, just show the next slide.
બીચ વાળી સ્લાઇડ શો કર સકે.
સ્લાઇડ કરી નાખું.
હા.
હવે
ના 2 મિનિટ એમને રાખજે.
Slide number, ma'am. So which slide?
Okay, it is there. Now it's there.
All right. Now can I ask Shilpa and who was it? Shilpa and Sandhya. Yeah. Tell us what you see. Describe the picture.
Ma'am, this is not the picture which we saw.
No, so see now and tell. See now and what tell. See now and tell. No, I'm giving you time now. See.
Yes, ma'am. It is the first I see the castle which is made with the sand.
Yes. Then at distance
and
we
the
have
sea is very far away, and very few people I can see. And
part of beach it is. And some creative person has done that.
Okay.
Very beautifully, the castle has been made very beautiful.
Yes.
All right. What else do you see? You finished describing?
Yes, ma'am.
You all finished describing?
Yeah.
Do you want to describe anything more, or have you all finished? All right. From the other group, please describe this picture. Anybody can go ahead and describe.
And the sand castle is away from the sea, so it won't get washed away easily.
Yeah. What else?
Second is it's made up of sand, so the plan is not permanent. It can crumble anytime.
Okay.
It looks like some fort.
We have made
Small
some
fort of hands.
daydreaming type of things. No, we have not made any concrete plan. What I
Okay. Okay. Then anybody else wants to add?
We
It could
also
be
see a
somebody
house
who
It
wanted to
looks
go
like
to a
someone constructed a
One
fort.
second, one at a time. One at a time.
yeah.
Who's speaking?
Ma'am, we also see a house
Yeah.
which is quite far away from the castle which is being made.
Yeah.
And
Very
the castle
good.
looks very precise and very neatly done. He's taken a
All
lot of
right.
time and effort to construct the castle with that sand.
Yeah. Okay. Who else
Madam,
wants to say something? Yes, please go ahead.
it could be a person who wanted to go to a historical place, ended up in a beach, and he tried to, um, um, create
Recreate
something
his
which,
desire.
yeah.
Ma'am, can I add one more thing?
Yeah, please, please.
Ma'am, I am living in that house, but my dream is to live in a castle.
All right. All right. So if you see, there are two things that are happening. Shilpa and Sandhya are actually saying that there is a castle and there are people, and that is, very concrete description that is happening. The other group has said that basically this could be a day trip because there are no concrete plans. A lot of time and effort has gone into it. Then they're saying it may be somebody who wanted to go to a historical place and is doing this, has come here and therefore creating a castle. Somebody saying, I wanted to live in a house, I'm living in a house, but I want to be in a castle. So, what are these people doing? They're looking at the stimulus and they're extrapolating from there and either describing somebody's thoughts, feelings, behavior, and actions. While Shilpa and Sandhya saw that and said, okay, there are people there which are far away, there is a house and there is a castle. Okay, so that's what they saw and they described that. While these people saw something, but they made interpretations out of it. Right? Can you see that two different preference styles going on? So these two different styles, can you please go one slide ahead?
Samik?
हाँ मैडम चेंज કરી દીધું છે.
So there are two ways we take information. One is sensing and one is intuition. Next one, please. People with this preference of sensing like to take information in a precise and exact manner. I mean, there are people who have counted how many castles are there, how many one dog is there, there are 3 people, there are 2 houses. So it's all about how much is there and exactly what they can take with their senses. Next, please, Samik. Intuition are people who like to take in information ad hoc in an innovative and a creative manner. Next, please. So sensors hear, touch, feel, taste, and will make, that's how they look at things. People who are intuitive will take the data and extrapolate it. Made by somebody who wants to living in a house but wants a castle. Somebody who's come on a day trip and didn't have much time. Somebody who put it little far away so that the sea doesn't wash it off. Somebody who said that people have taken a lot of time and effort. Nothing in the picture talks about time and effort, but they've extrapolated all of that from what they are seeing. These people are intuitive. It is called N because I was already used for another description. So this intuitive is represented by N. So you can be either a sensor or an intuitive. Next one, please. People who are sensor therefore prefer facts and the tried and true, the practical, realistic, and the like things that are predictable. People who have the intuition preference style, they prefer abstracts and theory and they like to try new and untried things. They're more imaginative, more dreamers, and they like change. Next one, please. Sensors see problems as needing specific solutions. based on their experience. Whereas an intuitor will see as a problem and think of different ways to solve it based on their inspiration. So sensors will look on the practical side. This where people will look on all the possible possibilities. ये भी हो सकता है, ये भी हो सकता है. Maybe they want to live in a castle. Maybe they want to be far away from the sea. Whatever. Sensors might not see or care about the big picture. They're looking at the smaller focus thing. While the intuitive are more looking at the forest and they miss the tree, while the sensors look at the tree and forget the forest. Sensors want to know what is, and intuitors knows what can be done because of this. So have you understood the difference between sensing and intuition? Does that make sense? Okay, next please. So whenever there's a decision to be made, sensors say, I need more data. What can I see, feel, touch? How can I get data? Moment there is some information, then the person who's intuitive will say, hey, what can I do with this? So they go to extrapolation. Next one, please. Next one, Pia. So now we've come to the next. No, wait. So now we have come to to understanding our second alphabet. Now we are going to the third alphabet. All right. In the third alphabet, all of y'all are actually one. But of course, there'll be difference and changes in it. So, what do you think is conflict? According to you, what is conflict? What is conflict?
Difference in opinion.
Difference of opinion.
Difference in opinion.
Difference in opinions. Very true. When there are people who don't agree on something, and there can be difference of opinions. So if we think of any conflict, think of any conflicts you'll have had. It could be that you found that your PG student did not give up the logbook, or they had not finished their assignment, or your clerk has forgotten to send the paper, or your child has got 10 remarks. So when these situations come, how do you react to it? How would you react to all these things? What do you do when conflict comes? How do you react?
Usually people try to
We would like to understand why.
Okay, one at a time. You need to put your hand up or something way. Jyoti started, so I'll give Jyoti, and next after that, Shilpa. Jyoti, go ahead.
Whenever there is a difference in opinion, usually the people will try to argue that I am correct, and they try to give all the positive point towards their thing.
No,
And
Jyoti, what would you do? How do you react to it? I don't want to hear what people do. How will you react to it?
I try to ask what is the difference between what made the difference. I just want to take the sentences or the things. I collect the information. What is the difference in the opinion? So I try to resolve or explain this is correct or this is this thing. And the advantage of having one person, one thing, and the advantage and disadvantages of having the other thing as opinion correct.
All right,
So
let's hear Shilpa.
right.
Let's hear Shilpa. She's also put her hand up. Okay,
Yes,
Shilpa.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. If there is any difference of opinion, I would like to keep my opinion to myself and try to understand what other person is trying to say. So, and then if I have understood the other person's opinion, then I would put my opinion. Okay, you are also right, but I could also be right in this position. So I would like to make a talk.
Okay, so now suppose there is a situation where somebody has not submitted the logbook and it's the last day. What will you all do? I mean, you have to send it to MUHS or you have to send it to the university, the logbook, and that it's not been done. It's not been done. What will you do?
The first priority should be given to the work done. So if it is possible, I would like to get any help from the colleagues or their friends or anything, because that work is more important to finish it because it is a deadline. So we would like to have a talk, but first that priority should be given. So I would first preference should be the work. So I would find out what are the other ways to finish the work.
All right, let's ask somebody else. Anybody else who would like to talk?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'd like to ask the student that why it is not being finished in dotted line. What are the problems? Then I can find out whether any of these issue can
So
be resolved.
suppose he says, my mother has been taken ill and hospitalized. So what will you do now?
So I'll advise the student that you take care of your mother first. Then I will check it with the administration that if the due date can be extended for the child on the special ground.
All right. Anybody else has different opinions? What would they do?
I would like to see other options available. I would like to see other options available to complete it. And if there is any help, it is possible that I can take it from others to complete it. So my focus would be completing the assigned task as early as possible by checking the various possible methods available to us.
All right. So there are other people, and very often they think, and maybe I would do that. I would find out, okay, why did you not do it? Okay, your mother is unwell. So then I would go to the rules and check that if the person doesn't do the logbook, what are the rules and what can be allowed? Do they get a repeat? Do we find another way to do it? What are the rules? What does it say? Let me find out from people who have done it before and what are the rules. Right? So there are different ways of approaching this. One way is approaching it through your feelings. Poor guy, his mother is unwell. We will help him out. Let's find out how to help him out and finish it off. Another way is to think of thinking it through rather than feeling it through. You start thinking that what are the rules? If you don't do it, what happens? If he breaks a rule, okay, he gets a rule, then he has to get a repeat. So let him do the repeat, but we'll help him in the repeat. Okay, or we write to the MUHS and find out if he can be given an exemption. So you're following the rules. Okay, so these people are the ones who think it through and decide based on their thoughts and logic, while there are some people who make decisions based on their feelings. And from the results that has come, all of you all seem to be making decisions more on feelings than on thoughts. And how do their two preference styles change? Can you please show the next slide, please, Samik? So people with this preference style use logic and objectivity when making decisions. Next, please. People with feeling preference style are individuals who are more worried about harmony and interpersonal. Suppose there is a fight among friends, they'll say, "Arey, sabko samjha do na, sabko barabar kar do," instead of thinking about who is right, who is wrong, who should be, done that way, they'll say, let's get harmony. So their thrust will be on harmony, while the people who are more thinkers will think about whose fault is it, what was the thing that was done wrong. Next, please. So people who are thinkers go by principles, policy, justice, standards, are usually truthful, want data, and know when logic is required. People who are feeling go more by intimacy, mercy, humane, harmony. And if it can hurt, if they, their words can hurt, they'll be quiet. They're more tactful. They are interested in keeping harmony, and therefore they're interested in the people rather than the task. They know when a person is in, really requires support, and they will support the person. Next one, please. Thinkers are more objective. When they make a decision, they are more detached. They look at the pros and cons and try to be fair. Feelers tend to be more subjective. They get involved while making a decision, and they concentrate on keeping things in harmony, and they're more in terms of compassionate than fair. Next one, please. All right. So now, before we start this, have you all understood what is the difference between T and F?
Thinking and
Yeah, thinking and feeling. And then we'll yet come to it why you all don't feel completely like that. So we'll come to that. So then the last thing, we have now come to the first alphabet of your four-letter preference style. So it's a Friday morning, it's a long week and you're tired. Maybe you're exhausted. And the boss suddenly announces that you have the day off. How would you spend the day? So I'm going to ask people in group 1. Group 1 is Anand, Minakshi, Rohit and Arun. Okay, so I'm repeating that. Group 1 is Arun, Rohit,
Samik,
Minakshi, Gandhar.
હા મેડમ હા
મેડમ કે છે એવી રીતે કર. આનંદ પાટીલ નથી તો 3
So
જણાને ગ્રુપ.
Minakshi, Rohit and Arun one group, the rest in the other group.
ઓકે
You have to discuss, you all have to discuss. You have a day off, what will you do? Okay, and then we'll get you back. Has everybody gone to the group, Samik? I can see
No,
that
ma'am.
some are yet.
Yes, madam. Actually, the other group has got 3 people.
Acha, so all the others are here.
Yeah, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Okay,
are you in our group?
So it looks like I'm in your group. So
આનંદ મીનાક્ષી આનંદ કુમાર સર મેડમ આનંદ કુમાર નથી.
hey, Anand Kumar Nathi. So you have to put Minakshi,
Okay.
Rohit and Arun in one group. Is that the group? This one? Minakshi, Rohit and Arun?
Okay.
Minakshi, Rohit and Arun are in one group.
Rohit and Arun were in this group.
Any one group has to be Minakshi, Rohit and Arun and the others are in the second
I think
group.
they have gone.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
All right. So this group has to discuss, you have a day off and what will you all do? You all can discuss. Ignore us.
First of all, it will be a pleasant surprise. Yeah. To get
I think everyone is still in this room only. Others need to move out.
Group 2 માં
The
ટ્રાન્સફર કરી
first
નાખો.
thing will be like, I'll
હા
be
કરો કરો.
relaxed.
ના Gaurang.
Okay.
See in
નથી
the
કરવું.
first
Ma'am,
group.
everyone is here in the same room only.
No, no.
See Arun
Yes.
here.
Arun, Rohit and Minakshi should have gone to the
They
other
have
room.
gone to the other group.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
It is fine.
Okay.
It is fine now.
These are the 5,
Okay.
yeah, 6 people.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, so if the day off, first thing will be I'm mentally relaxed. So that first thing what I will do is take bath or something like that, or eat
Relax.
nicely.
Oh.
Relaxed, completely relaxed. Order something.
And first put all of the task which was on emergency basis we are doing. I'll put it. I'll hold
I'll
it.
keep it aside.
I have got more
Yes.
space.
Whatever the task I'll do,
And
I'll keep it aside.
whatever my other pending work, household course I have to do. So I'll think that I have got one more
Yes,
day
ma'am. Like little
off.
organization
Like
has to be done, that I will do. Or I'll go for a parlor or something, take a facial massage.
Basically,
That will be
do
more
a family
relaxing.
time.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Facial massage,
Some
head massage,
passion.
and things like that.
That
Some
will be like
dancing.
self pampering.
Yes, ma'am. Self-pampering. And I would eat
Singing,
nicely
dancing,
on some chocolate
extracurricular.
pastry or something. Yeah. And watch some Netflix, some comedy shows. I would prefer to go for a comedy shows. What else we can do? Or
Shilpa, you're
else,
muted.
no, ma'am. My mic is
Okay,
on.
okay,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. Sorry. What about the boys? They've not answered at all.
Yeah, yeah. It's like if there was anything which I would have planned to do for a long time but couldn't do for lack of time, either go out for a trip or something like that.
It's
So
a
I
day
would
out. No? It's one day. One day.
one day out, yeah.
Okay.
Ma'am,
What about the
actually,
others?
Day out will be very
Padyasar
stressful.
is
We have to plan
he is
everything.
himself going to be
So I
there.
would not choose to go for a day out for sure.
All right.
Yeah,
Let's hear
maybe
what
a little
Dr.
bit of
Siddharth.
shopping.
Dr. Siddharth has not spoken. Let's hear what he has to say.
Madam, right now in my mind, one thing is pending that I have a bike ride due. This winter I couldn't ride on my bike. So maybe I will be visiting some hills by a bike ride. As of now, that is there.
So from what I
Or if
understand, there was
weather is good, then I would go for a walk.
you would go for a walk. All
Yes.
right. Superb. So bike ride, walk, a one-day trip, facial massage, relax, dancing. Yeah. So these are the things that y'all would do in that day one. Put away all the unnecessary work that is lying on your head. That's another day. Now let's hear, is the other group joining us? Samik?
Okay, madam.
Let's hear what they have done. Let's see what they have done.
Interesting to know that again.
All right. So we have Minakshi and Rohit and Marna joining us. Have they joined?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, madam.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you tell us, what did you all plan? One day off, what are you all going to do?
Yes, ma'am. We have planned for a very good weekend. We are going to watch fighter movie. We have planned for a good dinner break. And Arun sir is going to take all of us together in his car and dropping us back as well. Picking and dropping will be Arun sir's duty. And
Very good.
we are going to keep things only for Friday night, nothing else. Not thinking of anything else. We have planned for enjoying, and we are going to leave all our stress on that day and rejuvenate
So
ourselves.
you all are
for
going
our-
together. You
Yes,
all are going together as a group.
yes, ma'am.
So you all are going together as a group, spending time together. Somebody's picking up and dropping them. They're seeing a movie and having a great weekend. Have I heard that right?
Yes, ma'am. Stress busting and getting
Super.
prepared for a better week, upcoming week. Rejuvenating
And better
ourselves,
prepare.
Yes.
All right. So that is what you have prepared. That is what you have said. Let's hear what these people have to say who were in with me in this group. What is your reaction to what they have said? What is the difference between what you have said and what have they said?
So we have planned individually and
We have
planned in the
concentrated morely on self
Correct.
rather than the other people.
So all of these people who I was with in the group have said they'll go for a facial or a bike ride or a walk or dancing or chilling at home or what do they say? One day outing. So everybody thought about what they would do with themselves. Not one of them said they're meeting friends, they're meeting relatives, they're going together. All of them decided to spend time on their own. While in your group, you all have planned that you all are going together, you all are seeing a movie together, you all are coming back together, you're being dropped also one by one. Okay, so there's a big difference with what you all have done. So this is the difference between the introverts and the extroverts. If you can please share my slides and we'll explain that difference a little bit. Samik, if you can please share my slides.
Okay, madam.
Right.
But ma'am, I would like to say one thing. Like
Wait,
even
I'm
if
coming.
we like to go with
You like to go with friends also.
Yes, ma'am. But after that, I need some time to relax because you would be talking to so many people. I'd be like exhausted. Okay, done. I have talked so much with the people and all.
Superb.
I need
Shilpa,
more
keep
time
that in
to.
mind. Keep what Shilpa
Yes,
is saying in mind and I will discuss it. Wait. Next slide, please. So extroversion are people with this preference style. They receive and direct the energy from the outside world. So where does the energy come from? Being with people. When they're with people, they get recharged. If you're tired, they want to be with people, then they'll get recharged. Next one, please. People who are introversion and have this kind of preference style, they direct and receive energy from the inside world. Like Shilpa just said, I like to go out with my friends, but then afterwards I want my me time. So people who are extroverted, next one, you're right, Samik, next one. Anj. People who are extroverted prefer action over reflection. They speak in order to think. They like to brainstorm. They like the background noise. They don't mind interruptions. They prefer spoken communications and they share their thoughts freely. People who are introverted, preference style, they prefer to think rather than act. In order to speak, also, they have to think, while the extroverted will speak in order to decide what to do. They like peace and quiet. They don't like interruptions. They prefer written communications and guard their thoughts almost, as if they're perfect. Only then they will share. Next one, please. Extroversion act and no, the previous one. Ek pachal. Act and respond quickly. They're tuned into what is going on around them versus inside. They enjoy working in groups and they put themselves in the foreground. People who have the introversion preference style, they're more thinkers. They know what is going on inside more than what is around them. They like to work alone or with one or two people, and they like to stay in the background. Next, please. So, if you put those four letters together, you get your Myers-Briggs types, ENFJ, ISFJ, whatever it is, and that describes you. However, next one, please. No two types are the same. Both these two people who are who used to work in FEMA before, one is the co-director and one is the director, they both are INTJ, but they're yet different because the extent to which you are is different. For example, Shilpa may say, I like to go out with friends, but eventually I want time for myself. There may be others who want only time with yourself. So if you see in your reports, you've got 10%, 3%, 30% written over there for each of those styles. 0 is the midline. So the more you are, higher the score, more you are towards that preference style. For example, if you're 2%, you're near the midline. So you're not so much of a I or an E. But if you're 90%, you're supposed very high in that. So everybody has a spread between 0 to 100 to how much it is. So you can be in the midline or you can be extremely to the right or to the left. So that is why each of us are different though when we have this thing. And therefore we behave according to what we have. So now each of you all know what each of these alphabets mean. Do you agree? Does it describe the way you are? For example, Minakshi is ENFJ. Do you believe you're ENFJ?
Ma'am, no, ma'am. I think sometimes I am extrovert and sometimes I'm introvert. If I'm
So
if I'm
how
in
much
the comfort
percentage?
zone.
So what is
If
your percentage of E and I?
Probably E is very limited. I think I'm more.
No, in the results.
Oh,
in the results. What
ma'am,
was
just a second, ma'am. Just a second, ma'am. 3%.
Exactly. Now you see, 3% means you're more in the midline. You're neither towards the introvert and extrovert. Okay? Got it? Now let's look at somebody else. Who would like to share about who are the people who they feel that the alphabets don't describe them? Anybody who feels that the alphabets don't describe them? Everybody agrees that the alphabets describe them? For example, Sandhya is ISFJ. Sandhya, you agreed you're more of an introvert, more of a sensor, more of a feeler, and more of a judger preference style?
Yes, ma'am. I feel I am more of what it is, what I have got. And
All right.
right now you are saying
I'm
about the
100%,
percentage,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yeah.
I'm 100% sure that whatever the result has come, it is true for me.
All right. Once
Ma'am,
Sandhya was saying something. Yeah. Once again,
Yeah, yes,
let
ma'am.
Sandhya finish.
Ma'am, you
Yeah.
were saying about the percentage, no? So only in the sensing
Yeah.
I am 9%. But still I
Otherwise,
feel, yeah, still I feel that is, I am more towards that side.
Right.
Even if it is 9%,
Okay.
I am on to the higher side than the other thing. So
All
I
right.
feel
Okay.
this thing is perfect for me.
Mine
Superb.
is
There's somebody. Yeah,
mine
somebody
is
else's turn.
6%.
Okay. So
So
you're
what is
more
the
yet near the midline. No, so you're near the midline, no? So you are more introverted, but sometimes you may be extroverted also. So you're not out and out extroverted. Anybody who's say 90% is more likely to be either, introverted or 90% extroverted is more likely to behave according to what the classical description is. Got it?
Maybe probably, madam, if the percentage is high, can we reflect that the questions are based on scenarios? The results might vary if we take time to answer the questions.
Yeah, so but the way to answer that, and that's why the instructions given was don't think about it. Do it instinctively. What is your thing? Right? You have to answer these questions instinctively. This is what I would do. Okay? So if you've answered it instinctively, then yes, this is what happens. Okay? Now another question is Dr. Suhasini Nagda ma'am told me that I was one and I've changed now. Can it change? For example, mine always comes as ENTP, but I'm a psychiatrist, and with my training of a psychiatrist, I have become more of a thinker than a feeler. If I'm a feeler, I can't treat my patients because if I get involved in their stories and the feelings, I'll be crying with them rather than helping them. So I've trained my mind to be more of a thinker than a feeler. And over these last 30 years that I've been a psychiatrist, now this is how I've become. So it can change also with time. All right. So has everybody agrees now with what they are?
Very much, ma'am. Actually,
Very good.
I want to tell
What do you
the
suggest, ma'am? It is better to be a thinker or better to be a feeler? Because mine is
Okay.
60% feeler.
No. So there is nothing better than the other. All are good. The idea is to capitalize on what is my strengths and use them. And let me come to the next slide to explain what I mean. Can we go to the next slide? So how do we use this model to make decisions? So whenever we have a decision to make, we have a certain preference style, but we want to use all the things to make good decisions. So first use your sensing, look at the facts and detail, be specific about what are the relevant details and be clear about it. After you've got the sensing part, go to intuition. What are the possibilities? Let your imagination run wild. What can you do? What brainstorm? Think about it. What are the possible solutions? Then good, wear your thinking cap. What are the possibilities in terms of what is the consequences? If I do A, what will happen? If I do, what will happen? If I was not involved in this, what would I suggest my friend to do? What is the cause and effect of my decision? Finally, what will be the impact of that decision? Is it something you can live with? If you're failing somebody and it's, or if you're telling your friend I'm never going to speak to you, is the impact of that, can you live with it? How do you feel about this action? What are the hunches you have about the reactions? So in this way, when we have to make a decision, go through sensing, intuition, thinking, and feeling. All right. Next one, please. So how will we use this? Now, So we've discussed this. How do you think you can use this? You can use it to understand yourself and therefore help in interpersonal relationship. Like if a friend of yours says that, no, I'm very tired and I want to go home and sleep, and you want to go for a movie and you're an extrovert and she's an introvert, there's no point in creating a conflict. Understanding each other's preference styles and saying, okay, go rest and afterwards in the evening we can meet, right? So having understood each other, there'll be less conflict. Similarly, with your patients and your colleagues, if understanding them will help. Can you press enter? Some more written stuff will come down there. Samik, press the next one. Yeah, so you can understand yourself, you can use it in leadership, you can help in your communication, you can understand your patients and even your students. So these are the ways where you can help yourself. I know that people use it even for their spouses, trying to guess. And now if you all are doing projects and you're a team, or you're a team in your departments, this is how you will understand each body and help your communication and leadership styles. For example, if I'm presenting to my boss and my boss is more of an S rather than an N, I should give all my facts and details perfect to the T, because he will appreciate that more rather than the possibilities, right? If I am talking to my spouse and I'm talking, or if I'm talking to my colleague and I'm trying to resolve a conflict and I know that she's more of a feeler, I need to think about feelings and impact rather than logic and precision, right? So for communication, leadership, healthcare, all these things will be useful. Next one, please. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. So with that, I come to the end of the slides and I leave it open for all the questions you have. You can stop the slides, Samik, and thank you so much for sharing these slides. Really appreciate. Okay, so now it's open for question answers. Let's see whether you understood what is going on, or if you have any queries. All right, questions.
Madam, one question I have is, does our style lead to any biases?
Biases, no, but it leads us to acting in a certain behavior. So, for example, if we are in a group, I may say I don't want to come out. So then, if uh, we behave in one way, the others may behave in another way. But when can it lead to biases? If you don't understand that people are different and you make assumptions that, oh, she's not coming out because she doesn't like to come out with me, right? Then you have created a bias. You use it for understanding, it will not create a bias.
Mentioned that either you failed someone or passed someone, something like that. So, as a teacher, when you have to take some decisions, like especially in PG, about failing someone, and many times, all the students deserve to fail, but we do pass them, and sometimes all of them deserve to pass, but due to some a particular factor, you fail somebody, because that is what your belief, based on your belief systems. So how do we resolve these issues?
So when I was talking about that, I was saying, to reach a decision, what did you use? Did you use your feelings to reach that decision, or did you use logic and rules to reach that decision? Whatever the decision is immaterial, but how we reach decision differs in people. Many people use feelings to reach a decision. Oh, I'm not going to tell her, she's going to feel bad, I'll just go. Okay, some people will say, no, I should not go, but it is wrong to do it because this is what is right. So even if she's feeling hurt, I will do it this way. So what is it that you're using to make a decision is more important. How you reach that decision, then it is for you to decide what decision. That's why the Z technique is good to prevent biases of our preference styles. You go through that Z technique, it will help you. But what you need to realize is, how do I reach decisions? And then if you identify that, you're aware. This is how I reach decisions. I can use it this way, but maybe I need to, if I'm a feeler, maybe I need to use some thinking part of it also. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am.
Yeah, Shilpa.
Ma'am, many times we know the decision, like if we take this path, we'll get this result. If we take this path, we'll get this result. But still, we will not be able to make that decision just because it is against of our morality or something like that. So something which stop us to not to take that decision, even though that if we do that, it is benefit, but still we do not do. So how do I come out of that? And
Okay, so this is something different from what we have discussed. She's saying, like, suppose you actually want to fail somebody, but your boss is saying pass him, right? So that's what you're trying to say. No, you don't want to do that, but you're asked to do that, and then you can't make a decision what to do. So these are different issues. This is not within understanding yourself and doing something. This is when there is a conflict of values with other people, or with the systems, and then you're left with a different thing. So let's hear what others have to say. How will we help Shilpa to resolve this issue?
In fact, even I also had the same doubt, ma'am, when Shilpa raised this issue. I was about to ask.
How would you help? How do you help? How do you help Shilpa and Meenakshi? How would you help? I mean, there are different ways of approaching it. One is you can go and discuss it with your boss, find a solution to it, let him know why you are reluctant to do it, and have those difficult conversations. And in those difficult conversations, look at why he or she is coming to that decision, just as you should understand why you're coming to that decision. Many people have, some story in their mind before they come to a decision. The boss may be saying it past that because maybe the dean has told him that this is a trustee's son, you need to pass him. Therefore, it is given his order, and therefore he's telling you that. So we have to know why he or she is saying that. And that means having those difficult conversations and understanding each other. And this has not got anything to do with these four preference styles. This is more to do with systems, conflicts, difficult conversations, and how to manage them, which I think is another session, and maybe somebody's taking it with you.
Ma'am, can I ask you one out of syllabus
Sure,
question?
sure, of course.
So
Of course.
this is with students. What about handling your own child? So when there is a generation gap, they think that we are not, our thinking and wavelength of communication is not matching. Then how to, we are knowing that they are going in a wrong thing, no? But our wavelength of thinking is just doesn't match. So how to get them in our loop, or should we change more towards them? How to keep that harmony?
So again, really, this is out of the syllabus, yes, but I will answer that because, yeah, there are two things to it. I think once when you realize that the next generation is, are you yet talking? You're muted. You're muted.
Okay, ma'am, I have finished.
Okay. So there are two things that one can think of. One is we have to realize with each generation things change. We were also very different from our parents, and we also did some of the things which they were not happy. Same thing our kids will be doing. So there have to be certain ground rules of what is acceptable and not acceptable behavior, which you will not change. Like whatever it is, for each family it is different. Like these 3-4 things have to be followed by everybody. So you make your ground rules. But beyond those ground rules, you will have to negotiate with your child as to what is acceptable or not acceptable. It's always a negotiation. It cannot be that you can go out on every night. Maybe you'll come to a decision you can go once a night. There may be a ground rule that there'll be no drinking. Whatever, each family has their own thing. So, or that you cannot, whatever. Everybody family has some things which are no. So that you have to put it out and discuss. But there's some things for which you have to give way. If you say no for everything, nobody's going to listen to you. And to be this, most important is that you're open for communication. So they can come and tell you instead of lying and doing it. So you have to be very clear that you're open and approachable for communication. So the communication is that there are certain things not allowed, some things we can discuss and decide. and then they should feel comfortable to come and talk to you. And so when they come and talk to you, you don't go hammer and tong on them. It should be an open communication, and then whatever is decided. Very difficult to do. I'm saying it all easily, but I know how parents are struggling.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. So if we have finished answering, then we have finished the session for the day. I hope you can use these 4 alphabets and what it means to understand yourself and use it in your work and your life. Best wishes.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Ma'am, I hand it over
Thank
to
you very
Nagda
much,
ma'am
ma'am.
again to end
Yes,
this
ma'am.
discussion.
Thank you,
All yours.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Most
So
welcome.
Henal, thank you so much for that enlightening session always. And I think this time it has been made more crisp and more understandable for everybody. I would request you to put that Z diagram in the WhatsApp group so that they can understand that better. And one more thing is, on the 5th of March is your session on difficult conversations.
Oh, I'm taking, okay.
Yeah,
All right.
5th of March.
Most
We had noted down the date, 5th of March.
5th
Next
of March, okay.
Tuesday is curriculum for all of your information by Jyotsna. And after that, Madam will be taking on the 5th of March, of course. She'll be taking on
Ma'am,
difficult
when we presenting our that project topic discussion, I think
after I'll tell you then because some of you had the ethics committee permission in March and all, so I had kept it after 15th of March. We'll discuss about that next week.
Ma'am, can I discuss with you individually?
Yeah, sure.
Later on I can talk.
Yeah, my time and your time is not matching, so you need to WhatsApp me.
Okay, ma'am.
It is 1 a.m. here. It is 1 a.m. for me.
Oh, ma'am.
Oh, my.
I am in near Sydney.
Okay,
No problem.
ma'am. I won't bother you, ma'am. No, I won't bother you now.
No. It's very convenient. I'm only 5 hours ahead of you. So if at all you want to discuss, you text me in the morning, afternoon, your morning will be my afternoon, and we can discuss.
Okay. No issue. Ma'am, you enjoy your trip now. I will discuss.
No, you can discuss. I do all the work from here as routine.
Okay.
COVID has taught us a lot of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think
take
this
your leave.
Hinal, I would like to tell them this session is for lifetime. You need to go through it. You need to ponder over it. Build upon your personality. See, when I was told I'm ESFJ, I felt very happy with the F. Till that time, I never liked my F. So there are lots of things that you build on it and accept others. There is no one way to build a team. You require the diversity of the team. And in fact, it is enjoyable to work when you accept other people as they are. So goes with our spouses, so goes with the world. Thank you so much. Hinal, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Bye-bye. Have a great evening.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah,
all.
good night. Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah.